did he do that? How did he do that?
Okay, as cool as TikTok may think that was, it's against the rules. Can't go across dry ground. Period.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call BS on that one.
Oh no, did you think Keith Poche was done? He still has something to say. Now this is what Keith Poche has to say about that. So much for conservation. Thing is, I didn't even go airborne like this guy did, and I don't tear the world up when I do it. Just saying. I wish someone would show me in the rules where it says you can't cross dry land. It's amazing how people add language to something to fit their narrative. You can go to Keith's Facebook page and see it for yourself.
Let me see.
Oh, but you know the G-Man, he's not going to sit back and not have anything to say about that. Now let's take a look at what he had to say. There you go, the third comment on that Facebook post. And you know, you have to kind of read this with that G-Man swag. Easy, big fella, read your rules. Some of that was 20 years ago, and since then, it has been made illegal. You tore the world up at the Red River. Any more questions? Did that have enough G-Man swag to it?
Okay. It's okay.
Now let me show you what Keith Poche was referring to. Don't be stupid. The good news is I got a check because I jumped a beaver dam.
Oh my God!
I was riding up on the lake. I saw a pond behind a beaver dam and said to myself, if this water keeps rising, I'll jump that beaver dam to see if I can find a bass in that pond. So a little later in the day, we went back to the dam. I told my partner, hang on, I'm going to jump that beaver dam.
What did he say?
I made a big circle in the river. I knew where the ditch was, where the water ran out of the dam. So I got my boat up on plane, and when I hit that beaver dam, we were in the air. We caught enough bass to get a check.
Enough to make it rain.
Now, when we came out of that pond, we tore the world up.
End of the world.
I tore up my prop and had to limp back to the ramp. I don't advise anyone else doing something that stupid.
Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
But when you haven't caught a bass in 6 days, the situation often determines the amount of stupidity you're willing to endure to try to catch a bass. You can read the full article yourself. The link is in the description.
Do you think I have never done something? You think I've never pushed a no-wake zone? Or you think I've never ran one accidentally? I have. So I'm aware that we've all made mistakes.
Here he comes. Woo! Man.
What's up with that? Yeah, he shouldn't done that.
Man, did you guys see how close he came to those boats? Take a look at this. Look how close he is to that boat that is right next to him. So yeah, when he said he's made some decisions that he kind of regrets or wish he hadn't made, I think he knows what he's talking about, guys. I'm sure anybody that has been tournament fishing for any length of time has ran into their own issues out on the water. Let's take a look at mine. It was day 2 of a tournament on Lake Gunnersville. Blast off was delayed and the tournament almost canceled because a tornado had just came through that area earlier that morning. So here I am running down the lake. I have to get to those fish. As you can see, the water was rough, but I was still sticking it out offshore. Oh yeah, I was definitely still catching fish, but I forgot about the weather. I only had one thing on my mind. I forgot all about that weather because I was so focused on fishing. That ride back was rough. Oh my goodness. And that was the knockout blow. It's pretty rough out here on the lake today. Take a look. It barely made it back. Almost sank out on the water. That is water. Compartments all full. Cotton water was up to the seats. It's drained out just a little bit. Looking back here in the batteries, all of that's flooded. And water has still been draining out of the boat. If you have ever experienced something like that, drop a comment down below. Let me hear about it. I'm sure all of us have made mistakes in the past that we wouldn't go back and repeat now. Regardless of how you feel about the disqualification and the circumstances around it, I think we all can agree that Keith Poche has reached a new fan base. Let's take a look at some of that off the grid work that he is known for out there on the water. Before we get into that, for anybody interested in crankbaits, swim baits, worms, rods, and reels, the Tackle Warehouse sale is active now, but ends on the 31st. Make sure you take advantage of it. Tackle Warehouse. They have a 15% off sale, guys. The link is in the description for the veterans.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you take a look in the description. There's something special in there for you guys. There are 3 things that I think you should take away from this disqualification debacle. First is safety. Is the decision that you plan to make, is it a safe one? Second, communication. Did you communicate with the tournament director and all of the authorities that are needed to make sure that it is a sound decision? Third, keep in mind that the tournament rules are kind of vague for a reason. They are not going to specify each individual thing that you can and cannot do. Always ask the tournament director. I watched one episode of Off the Grid on YouTube and I was impressed. Cutting down trees, going over rocks, way in the backwoods, guys, still catching fish. Look at that. Now that's what it's about. Now check this out. He's fishing way back through these small little creeks. Now look at this. He's winching his boat over this beaver dam to keep fishing down that same creek. There he goes, getting over to the other side so he can keep on rolling.
That's a water monster, straight water monster. I just shot him. They're crawling all over these beaver dams. They love these beaver dams. So when you keep your eyes open, you don't want that sucker right there will tear you up.
Oh, I bet it would. What is happening here? Going on down the creek. Oh my goodness. Jumping a beaver dam, guys. Isn't that what we were talking about earlier? So now he finally made it out of all of that and found a small pond.
Guys, it's the middle of summer. Here in Alabama, we off the grid and it's hot.
Woo!
We just winched, push, pull, push, pull, jumped. We got in this pond. Show them what we got here. I don't know if it's ever been fished, but we about to fish it.
Wow. Doesn't know if it's ever been fished, but he's about to fish it. Man, that's some good looking water back there.
Oh yeah. There we go.
And he's still catching fish. Now just imagine if this was tournament day. All right, let's take a look. I got to see this one.
Look down here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And it come out. Guys, I'm telling you, boy. Woo! Get back in these deals ain't always a bad thing.
Oh my goodness.
Chunk. That's a 4-pounder all day long right there.
Gotta love that.
Grass, you found some of that grass right there? Woo, yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about too.
That's fun. What I tell you.
Gotta love that. Like I said, regardless of how you feel about all the issues surrounding that disqualification, you gotta love that drive, that determination, and all of that effort that he goes through to get those catches. Now, for me, if I was fishing in a tournament against someone who did all of that work, went out there and came back with a bag that was able to beat me, I don't know what I'd be able to say other than congratulations and shake his hand. I would definitely be impressed with something like that. All right, guys, make sure you check out his channel. That is Keith Poche Off the Grid. It's on YouTube. But what are your thoughts? What do you guys think about all of the controversy surrounding this style of fishing and mixing that in with the current style of fishing that we have all grown accustomed to out on the lakes and during these tournaments? Make sure you get active in the comments. I want to see what you guys have to say. And if you want to see more about this or more videos similar to this one, make sure you click one of these links so you can continue watching. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Don't forget, the link for the Tackle Warehouse sale is in the description. Make sure you guys click on that link.